Beyonce is back. Let's discuss, y'all. Today is Friday, March 29th, which marks the day of the premiere of Beyonce's Renaissance Part 2, which is known as Cowboy Carter. As expected, this is a country album. Beyonce has been experimenting with genre. So Renaissance Part 1 focused on house music. It was awesome. My favorite Beyonce album personally. For this one, I've listened to it once all the way through, but in the car, I have not had time to fully digest it. But I would love to look at the lyrics because I'm a poet, because I love words. I want to look at the lyrics and see if I can decipher what some of these songs are about. So I'm going to share my screen so that y'all can see the lyrics and we'll just discuss them from a poet's perspective. Track 1 is called American Requiem. The intro lyrics of the song are, "Nothing really ends. For things to stay the same, they have to change again." Those two lines, very poetic, but I'm thinking about what does that mean? So nothing really ends, meaning that everything is eternal. For things to stay the same, they have to change again. It makes me think about how the goalpost is often moved for artists, for Black people, for women, that in order to keep the status quo, the goal needs to be changed so that people who are beating the status quo can be put back where they are. The reason my mind is going to this is because I believe Beyonce wrote prior to this album coming out about the rejection that she faced at the American Country Awards, I think it's called, where she had performed Daddy Lessons with the Dixie Chicks, and it was crickets in the audience. Like, people were visibly not happy to see Beyonce on that stage. Maybe they were upset because it was the Dixie Chicks and their history with George W. Bush, but she was not welcome. So for things to stay the same, they have to change again, just makes me think of that experience for her. She goes on to say, "Hello, my old friend. You change your name, but not the ways you play pretend. Old friend can be racism. Old friend can be class. Old friend could be success. You change your name, but not the ways you play pretend." I'm still stuck on that one, y'all. American Requiem. So I'm on Genius. Let's see what Genius says. They have a notation for this one. I usually do not agree with Genius annotations, but let's see what this one says. "A requiem is something said in remembrance of something, often someone that has passed away. This line can possibly be viewed in two different ways. Number one, Beyonce is saying that people's ideas of country should change after listening to her country album, Cowboy Carter. She created the album as a reminder that country is a genre that has deep Black roots, and Beyonce is reclaiming. The album, although country-centered, meshes country music with many genres, and Beyonce is saying that people should change their opinions on what country sounds like and understand its roots." That sounds kind of right. Number two is she's possibly mourning the idea of what she believes American society should be like. She's mourning a society that is free of hate and discrimination that she possibly realizes may never be a reality. I don't know about that one, because Beyonce is close to age for me. Beyonce is 2 years older than I am, and I lost my idealism of what American society should be by the third grade. So I'm keen to agree with the first one. She says, "Them big ideas are buried here." Them big ideas, it makes me think of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The things that are in the Declaration of Independence, those big ideas are not real. They're just ideas, because life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is not granted to every person who is an American citizen or everyone who is on this land. Chorus goes, "Is a lot of talk going on while I sing my song. Can you hear me? I said, do you hear me?" So talk going on while I sing my song feels like a reference to Beyonce at the Country Music Awards. That's what it's called. Country Music Awards, not American Country Awards. But it sounds like a reference to Beyonce at the awards show, that while she's singing, people are not paying attention. But it also sounds like just a lot of talk going on around Beyonce, how everything that she does is critiqued. She's singing her song, her expression, her artistic expression, and there are always opinions. Can you hear me? I said, do you hear me? That's leaning into call and response of country music, in my opinion. Call and response is just something that we do in Black music. So if feels like bringing it back to the fact that country is a Black genre. So the refrain is look at there now, look at there, look at there, look at there, look at there. This is a tongue twister, y'all. look at there, look at there, look at there, look at there. Oh yeah, look at there, look at there. It's interesting because I'm used to hearing the phrase look at here, but she's saying look at there. She is pointing a finger outwards rather than saying look at me. Chorus goes, it's a lot of chatter in here, but let me make myself clear. Can you hear me or do you fear me? Boom. There we go with Blackness. Can you hear me or do you fear me? That is the question right there, y'all. That Blackness is often ignored and we are often feared. Wow, y'all. We just get into verse 1. So verse 1, can we stand for something? We, who is the we? I wonder if the we is America. Now is the time to face the wind. Ow. So facing the wind means that you're letting the wind actually hit you in your face, and that's rough. So it's interesting that the ad lib is an owl right there. Coming in peace and love, y'all. So she's expressing that she's not trying to be aggressive. She is coming in peace and in love. It reminds me of the song Church Girl on Renaissance that I ain't trying to hurt nobody. You know, she's coming in peace and in love. Oh, a lot of taking up space. Salty tears beyond my gaze. Taking up space means that you are showing up as your authentic self, regardless of if that space doesn't want you or see it for you at all. So salty tears beyond my gaze means that taking up space hurts. That people hurt you when you try to take up space. When you do take up space, you are not always met with peace and love. You're met with resistance. So she goes on to say, can you stand me? Can you stand me? No, we can't stand you, Beyonce. You're too awesome. Can you stand me? Can you stand me? Can you stand me? Ooh, can we stand? So again, there goes that we. Can we stand? Can we actually believe in something? Can we be about something? And she goes on to repeat, can you stand me more? And then the bridge goes, thinking to myself, always a lot of talking going on while I sing my song. Do you hear me when I say, do you hear me when I say? In that first chorus, she observed there's a lot of chatter in here, but let me make myself clear. This time around, she says, thinking to myself. So she's bringing us into her frame of mind. And then we got the refrain, all the look of theirs. I'm not going to say that again, y'all. We have another chorus. Can we stand for something? Now is the time to face the wind. Now ain't the time to pretend. Now is the time to let love in. Together can we stand? Now this definitely seems like an appeal to America. You know, that phrase, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. So can we stand for something? Not fall for anything, but can we actually stand? Now it ain't the time to pretend. That the time is now, that it's not time to hold back our thoughts and who we are, but just be real. Now's the time to let love in, to open up your hearts. Together can we stand and open up our hearts to love. Verse 2, this is my favorite right here, y'all. So she says, look at there, look at in my hand. What is in her hand? I'm curious about that. Maybe it's her bloodline. You know, how we have lines on our hands that some people believe, you know, speaks to our bloodline or our lifeline. So maybe she's talking about her ancestors. The grandbaby of a moonshine man. So her grandfather made moonshine, illegal liquor, bootleg liquor. Gadsden, Alabama. Got folk in Galveston, so Galveston, Texas. Rooted in Louisiana. So deep south. Used to say I spoke two country, which I've been a Beyonce fan, Destiny's Child fan for a long time. And yeah, that was the running joke that Beyonce doesn't speak well. Everybody kept making fun of how she talked, and she stopped talking for a while. And then she goes on to say, and the rejection came, said I wasn't country enough, that her music was not country music because of her voice, her hip hop influence. And really, I mean, y'all, she's Black. So that's really what it was about. Said I wouldn't saddle up. But if that ain't country, tell me what it is. Said I wouldn't saddle up. So meaning that she wouldn't actually go all the way country, I guess. But if that ain't country, tell me what is. Basically, if her ancestors are from the deep south, Galveston, Texas, which I know has historical significance. I don't know if it's with Juneteenth. Let me see. Yep, June 19th, 1865 is when the enslaved people in Galveston, the last ones to find out that they were free, found out that they were free because slavery was actually abolished in 1863. So if that ain't country, saying that my ancestors were enslaved, were the last slaves on this country. So if that ain't country, tell me what it is. Hello? Plant my bare feet on solid grounds for years. And she's standing 10 toes down, y'all. They don't know how hard I had to fight for this when I sang my song, that it's not easy to show up and be as bold as she is as a Black woman and in that white space. An outro, when I sang the Song of Abraham, I don't know that one. Song of Abraham, biblical folks, let me know what that means. When the angels guide and take my hand, oh no, goodbye to what has been. A pretty house that we never settle in, a funeral for fair weather friends. I am the one to cleanse me of my father's sins. American Requiem, them big ideas are buried here. Amen. So this is a prayer, Song of Abraham. I know Abraham is in the Bible, book of Genesis, so the beginning that, you know, we, according to people who read the Bible or believe in it, that we're all descendants of Abraham. When the angels guide and take my hand, that she's God-led. Goodbye to what has been, that the past is over. A pretty house that we never settled in sounds like it's talking about America. That it's this beautiful concept, this beautiful idea that never really materialized for what it was supposed to be, what it was made to be. A funeral for fair weather friends. Fair weather friends are friends who are with you in good times but leave you during bad times. So maybe she's saying just peace out to everybody who's fake. I'm the one to cleanse me of my father's sins. Somebody capitalized father, but I don't know about that because capitalized father connotes that means God, but she might be talking about her father, Matthew Knowles, or just this country. That's an interesting one right there. American Requiem, so American memory. Them big ideas are buried here, that there's so much buried. She has the reference to her bare feet on solid ground. When you think about ground, that connection to Mother Earth, that her bare feet on that solid ground is the same solid ground that her ancestors stood on and went through, you know, centuries of discrimination and oppression. And on that solid ground, she is a woman. She is a Black woman, still faces oppression, despite her billionaire status, despite her celebrity status, that she is still someone who is a recipient of oppression because of the nature of this country, because of the big ideas that are buried here in America. Yeah, that was deep, y'all. What I feel compelled to do now is just write a poem inspired by that, because I am a poet and because I am an artist inspired by other artists, and Beyoncé has been an artist who's inspired me for a long time. Let me just write something that I feel like writing, and I'll share the poem when I'm done. This is the poem that I wrote, my American Requiem reaction. Them big ideas are buried here, watered by salty tears of ancestors who feared freedom would never come. But here I is, barefoot but standing tall, busting out of boxes made too small. Raspy voice yells, hee-haw! Y'all done doubted me too long. Just let me sing my song, ignore the feedback, warm the cold stares, and bring us back to the ideals that got us here. Don't it feel good to be free? I just want to share how it feels to be me. It's time that we stand for something before we fall for anything. We've been falling and clawing, climbing and surviving. Look at me now, I'm thriving, but you still don't hear me though. Do you hear me? I know you fear me. I know you fear me. Fear is the opposite of love. Old friend, stop playing pretend and listen to your heart that pumps the same red blood that's under my brown skin. Are we kin or carriers of sin? Close that old dusty book so we can begin again. Thank y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if any of your interpretations of that song differ from mine. I will do this for as many songs on this album that inspired me. It's something I wanted to do for Renaissance, but life came up. So let me know what y'all think. Be well, take care, and thank you for watching. Bye.